Hi, this is Bishop Bob Coulter again. It's good to be with you. The last time I spoke, I talked about vision, and today I want to share about a very important tool for the success of your ministry vision. That tool is a team. Most effective ministry leaders have a team around them to help the ministry grow. Team members should be people who can strengthen your weakness, or as people call it, blind spot. Now, if you don't think you have a blind spot or weakness, let me tell you, that's your first blind spot. Everybody has them, including me. Thank God I have people around me who are strong where I am weak and constantly making the ministry even stronger. Most beginning ministries cannot afford to hire staff, so they're looking for volunteers. I'm presently reading a book called Churchless by the Bonner Group, in which it states that there are 18 million born-again, churchless Christians who are looking for a broad range of outreach and in-reach ministry options. These are people who are tired of playing church and they want to do something meaningful with their time and their lives. The first rule in choosing a volunteer is to look for somebody who's interested and motivated. Never, I mean never, try to talk somebody into doing the job. If they're not interested and motivated, you'll get a poor job performance. What usually happens is that you have to replace them, which causes hurt and embarrassment. Many have left the church and some the faith because they were forced into a position and then replaced abruptly because they were not performing properly. In order to keep people motivated and interested, involve them in the planning stage of the project. It's one thing to say, God's called me to evangelize this neighborhood. Here's some tracts, go pass them out. But it's another thing to say, hey, God has called us to evangelize that neighborhood. How do you think we ought to do that? You see, they get ownership into the project. And this allows you at some point to actually turn that project over to them so God can use you in another area. That's how ministries grow. When recruiting volunteers, be realistic in the amount of time you're asking them to donate. This is especially important for those who have families. If you say, for example, it's going to take 2 hours to do a job and it takes 4, you could cause some problems in the home because the volunteer missed some family activity. And this is especially if one of the spouses is not a Christian. And so we need to be careful to not cause problems at home because our unrealistic expectations. When recruiting volunteers, another important thing is to tell your volunteer who they are working with. Now, why? Well, we all know we Christians love each other, but realistically, we can all work together. There's personality conflicts, and some personalities just cannot work together. Now, as a leader, we need to be aware of the conflict and address them quickly, because small problems become big problems when they're not addressed. It's important to have a good training program. Now, ideally, the mentor should be someone who's already done the job. Good training program and procedure are invaluable to make your ministry more effective. Never assume that somebody knows how to do the job. Make sure that you describe the job, what's required, and make sure they understand their limitations, their boundaries within that job too. So that is important. So lastly, I want to talk to you about what I call the Judas syndrome. When my wife Ginny and I first started leading TMCI, we visited many TMCI ministries. And much to our disappointment, we discovered that many had stopped their ministry. The main reason for stopping was that they laid hands on someone too quickly. Now, I'm not talking about new converts. I'm talking about supposing mature Christians who came into their ministry from another ministry or church. These migrating Christians said they agreed with the vision of the ministry, but in reality they did not agree and frequently had other motives. You see, I believe Judas betrayed Christ because he was trying to force Christ into set up a physical kingdom here on earth. he did not understand Christ was here to set up a spiritual kingdom at that time. When new people come into your ministry, have them walk with you at least 6 months to a year before putting them into leadership. You need to find out what baggage you're bringing with them. If they come from a church split, trust me, they are bringing a rebellious spirit with them. You'll need to minister to them and help them get over the hurts. You need to check out their doctrine. Make sure it lines up with your doctrine. Several years ago, a pastor laid hands on a couple too quickly so he could get the help he needed. He introduced the couple to the community. Then the new couple found out that he was Pentecostal. They were not. They went around the neighborhood and the community telling him everybody he was of the devil, and completely ruined his reputation at his ministry in that area. 9 years, hear me, 9 years of hard work was destroyed in 3 months. Never be in a rush to fulfill a position with somebody that has not been tested. Next time, I'm going to share some thoughts about how to raise money for your ministry. A book I would suggest this month, this time, is the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork by John Maxwell. Well, you be blessed. Look forward to sharing with you next time.